Okay, continuous strand weaving on the rectangle loom. This is my hideaway loom. I have this one for sale. I have the turning points marked out on the loom. Now, this is the right return method, so at the far upper right corner I am going to turn clockwise so that I return on the right. Each pin I hook it on now is to the right of the first pin that I used. Staying parallel. Now when I get to the back to the starting corner, I don't want to weave under that because I don't want to weave going out this way. I want to weave to the right going through all 4 squares of this 4-square loom. There's a reason for that. That's so the trailing piece of yarn from the ball is always coming through the whole loom, so we can do the yarn changes there. So now we do the first weaving. We go around the pin down there, over, under, grab the yarn, pull it through. You do this, you repeat this 4 times. Over, under, grab the yarn, pull it down, go around the pin, then grab it, up to the far corner, around the pin, over, under, grab the yarn, hook it. Now it's all pre-woven on the way back. Through all 4 squares, it's pre-woven. You just take out the slack as you go. Don't pull it real tight. You want to start loosely so that it doesn't get too tight at the finish. So every time you weave, it's the exact same way. I think of it as you're going to pull the yarn through the warps. Not push it, you're pulling it. So with the hook, it's always over the first one. Over, under, over, under. Grab the yarn after it's going around the hook. So it gets to be routine. You don't have to think, well, am I going to go under it or over it? You don't have to look. What you have to do is make sure that you're not going over or under 2 strands at once. So I'm going to come back, put the yarn in place, pre-woven. This is easy, the easy part. See how I went around 2 pins there. That's a simple thing to fix. And you straighten the yarn out where it doesn't form a straight line using a pick, or I like to just use the hook because I've got it in my hand. This is the right return way that I'm showing here. It comes out perfect with the loom that I make because I have the right number of pins. There's no extra pins, no missing pins, and contrary to some other weaving methods like this left return method that's still in use evidently, you don't have to twist a loop. You don't have to twist it this way, you don't have to twist it that way. There's nothing magical about it. It's just you don't have to deal with it. Okay, I'm going to put a different loom up here to show a little more about yarn changes. This is also a loom that I have for sale. It's set at 4 squares now, but it will go out to 6 squares. I tied a knot. Let me check and see what we're looking at here. I am not the video person. So we tied a knot at that outside pin in order to make a color change. And as you go along, you'll have to have the trailing piece be hooked up above or below, so you don't pull the yarn down into the peak. You can straighten it with the hook as you go along. What I really want to show is how that when you finish, there are no extra pins, no missing pins, like some of the, I call pinwheel style adjustable looms. They are set on this kind of a mechanical multiplication of the width that really doesn't give you the perfect outcome. Other people have started using my method of pin arrangements. It works fine. I figured, you know, who wants to do that twist the yarn thing, but I do build these looms so that by making them one pin shorter, you can use that left return method and get the perfect outcome just like with this method. Like I say, I am not the video person. I don't have the software to, or I don't know how to edit videos. So, to keep from going on and on, sharing the whole experience, I think I will make another video to show how it works at the very end. I will show you this. Yes, it's a lot easier to use two hands when putting the hook through here. And if you had to, towards the end, you may be using most of the hook length to go through. You'll have to use the hook later on, you can't finger weave. It's pretty relaxing in a way, and you don't really have to think about it. You have to just maybe concentrate on not going over or under two yarns without intending to. I suppose you can do some kind of twills and I don't know, and you can figure out how to get different patterns. I think that the rectangles with more squares, like this 4 square, you get more pattern than you do with just like a 2 square rectangle. But it just depends on what you want. You want the size of the weaving, or do you want the pattern for a scarf, whatever. So that's how you do it. You return and you keep the yarn out of the peaks by hooking it on the empty nails like so. Okay, I'm going to stop